should have waited until the phone, or until the clock stopped chiming before I turned this on. But welcome to Wisdom from Gran. We are doing our second ideas for Christmas on a frugal budget. And tonight what we're going to make is blessing balls. Now, herbs are known for having different properties. There are protection herbs. There are herbs to draw happiness and to draw wealth and to do all kinds of different things. And so that's what we're going to do, is work with those herbs tonight. Now, the other part to this magic is we just celebrated the new moon, and so the moon now is waxing. That means it's getting bigger. And so what we're doing is we're going to make these blessing balls during the waxing moon when it gets bigger, so that we're using moon magic with these as well, to make them even stronger yet. So our intent when we're putting these together is for the best and highest good for whomever you're giving it to, whether you're making one for yourself or whether you're making one as a gift for someone else. And what you'll need are some Christmas tree ornaments. Now, I got this package at Michael's. This is a package of plastic ones. I also have a bunch of glass ones that I have at the shop that are about 3/4 of the way made. And it is, so if you know that there's going to be a lot of little children around, you may want to use plastic so it'll bounce instead of break. But you're going to know what's going to work best for you. So what I did was I started out by looking at the different herbs. If you don't know herbs, and if you don't have a good book for herbs, you can Google magical properties of and put an herb in, or you can Google herbs for prosperity. And that will bring up a wide variety. So the herbs for the blessing ball, we're going to make two. We're making a blessing ball, and then we're going to make a protection ball as well. So we've got two different herbs to go, two different sets of herbs, and we're going to put the different intent in it. So because we're using so many different herbs, I actually prepackaged this for us. So what we've got are, for the blessing ball, there we go. We've got a stone, which is, this is a red jasper, and it's for grounding. So we're going to put the grounding stone in there. Then the herbs that we're going to use. We are going to use lavender to encourage a calm, peaceful environment. We're going to use chamomile to aid in relieving stress and anxiety. We're going to use roses, although I appear to have lost my roses. Let me go get some from the kitchen. They must be sitting on my work table at the shop. Okay, so we've got a big container of roses that we're going to use for love, both of self and in relationships. We're going to use cinnamon to draw happiness and comfort, juniper berries for protection and prosperity, orange peel for spiritual protection, love, life everlasting for health and long life, and mugwort for to encourage your intuition. Now, we are also going to put a key. You can if you have a small enough key, you could put the key inside. I'm going to tie it to the outside as a charm to unlock the future and unlock prosperity. So all of these herbs we're simply going to put inside the ball. It is, now you don't need to put this many in. You can put in all of one herb. If you are having an incredibly stressful time and you want to put just herbs for stress, you could put things like ashwagandha, you could put skullcap, you could put valerian, you could put chamomile, and this is what we're doing first is the chamomile. And it is, or you can just put chamomile. I did that one year. I decided to have an herb Christmas tree, and I took little things like this, and I did, and I put different herbs into each one, and that was kind of a fun thing to do. So there's some of the chamomile, some of the cinnamon. I don't fill this all the way full. I fill it probably a third to a half full. Again, that's your choice. It's simply what looks good and feels good to you. You could, I'm using cinnamon chips. You could get cinnamon sticks and cut them so that they would be of a size that would fit in here, and then it would have more depth. So that would be another way that you can use your cinnamon. The juniper berries, again, are for protection and prosperity. And I really like putting juniper berries in because it gives a different, this is what the juniper berries look like, and it gives a much different aspect to the herbs in there. They're very big and clear, and you can see them, which just makes it a little bit more interesting. The lavender here is for peacefulness and calmness. Now the thing is, because they're glass and plastic, that even though this grouping of herbs is going to smell fantastic, you're not going to be able to smell it. So something that you can do as well is make a potpourri, if that's something that you would like to do. Or you could make, grind it all together a little bit, and you could make an incense out of it. So there's a wide variety of ways that you can do this. So now we've got the lavender in there. The orange is for spiritual protection. And so we're going to put orange peel in there. This plastic is a little bit smaller than the glass balls, and so this may be a little bit more full than the other ones. Now this is mugwort. Mugwort is, it encourages your intuition. It's a good dream herb if you wanted to put this herb in like a little muslin bag and put it in your pillowcase. It'll help you dream. It's it will put you into a trance state. So if you are looking to go ahead and do better with meditating, if you burn the mugwort, it will help you with your meditations. It's an all-around pretty good herb in terms of psychic abilities. Now this is the life everlasting, and this is for long life and prosperity. Now this is a bigger flower. There you go. So you see, it's bigger than anything else here. Now it will break, and you can put it in that way, or you can just stuff it in and make it a little bit, again, give it a little bit more depth because you've got different sizes and different colors of things. All right, so we'll go ahead and put this one in, and this one in. I'm making a mess here on my table. All right, and then what's left is the rose. Now the rose is going to give it some additional color because the rose is red, and everything else is like white or a shade of green. And so this is going to be a little bit prettier. Now what I do when I give this to people is I give them a little piece of paper that has a little poem on it. And the poem says, "This blessing ball is from me to you to start this upcoming year anew. Love, protection, comfort, and health, happiness, prosperity, sweet dreams, and wealth. To you I am sending all of these things, coming to you on fairy wings." And then I have listed each of the herbs that are in here and why, what it's going to do, and so that they know what is all in here. So there is the blessing ball. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the key on. So we got to, and I'm using white ribbon. You can use any color ribbon that you like. It is the thing about white ribbon is white is the presence of all colors. So it's a good one to use if you are not sure which of these things that they need the most. So I'm putting the key on the ribbon, and I'm tying it around the top of the ball right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in a bow. I'm going to pull on the key a little bit. You don't want to make it too loose, because if it's too loose, it'll just fall. It can fall right off. But you have to make it. You don't want to make it so tight that the key ends up stabbing people in the eyes as they walk by. So this is kind of a bigger key than what I would normally use. But there you go. It's got a little top on here, so you can tie another ribbon if you want, or use a Christmas tree ornament, depending upon how it is that they're going to balance it, put it on their walls. So there's the blessing ball. Now, while people need blessings and good stuff in their life, oftentimes they also need some protection. And so I went through and decided which herbs I wanted to use for protection. And what we're using here is again, different herbs. The charm on this one is going to be a star, because that's a protection. And the stone that I'm putting in here is black tourmaline, because again, that's protection. So a tiny little black tourmaline that goes right in the top. Now, the only herb that I am using here that is crossing both the blessing ball and the protection is the juniper berry. Because the juniper berry is also cleansing, it's purification, it's banishment, and getting all negativity out of your house. And that's what this ball is. It is a cleansing and protection. So all of the herbs that we're going to use. And this one's going to be a darker one in color, because as I'm throwing these juniper berries all over, there is the color of banishment and protection is black. So not everything here is black, but a lot of these herbs are darker colored. So there we've got the juniper berries. Now, the other thing we're going to put in here is elderberries. Now, elderberries healthily prevent you from getting sick. They build your immune system. And that protects your body. So that is also magically what it does, is it is purification and protection. The berries are kind of one of the easiest things to put in here. So the juniper berries and the elderberries and the seeds. So this is all still pretty black. Now we're going to put, next I'm going to put this is Hiwakai salt. Salt is, again, protection and cleansing. And so if you were to put this ball at your door, the one that people use, whether sometimes they use your front door, sometimes they use your back, you put it by the door that most people enter in, and what you're going to find is that any negative energy that they're bringing in, a lot of it is going to be taken away and cleared by this. So cloves are protection, it wards against negativity, and it keeps enemies away. So I'm using whole cloves. You could easily use ground cloves. It has the same magical properties, ground or whole, but I like the different textures rather than just ground. I think some of the stuff can be ground, but I like some of the stuff to be whole as well. So the next thing we're going to put in are coriander seeds, which brings peace. And this is going to give it a little bit of a pop of color because these are very light colored seeds. So as you can see, there's a lot of dark in there, but those seeds bring it more depth to it. Depth seems to be the word of the day today. Okay, and now we're going to use hyssop, which is strong protection and purification. It is green, so again, it's going to add a little bit of dimension to this. Now, I could easily use, I think actually that doesn't look like it's got very much in there, so I think I'm going to add the rest of the coriander that I've got here because I think I would like to have it a little bit more full. But this is going to be what you like, so according to what you think is aesthetically pleasing. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more of the hyssop in there. And since I'm going ahead, I'll go ahead and put more elderberry. Got a big order of herbs in today, so if you were waiting on any particular herb for it to come in, give me a call. I've got another order coming in tomorrow, and I can put it aside for you if you want. There you go. I think that looks a little bit better. So there's this one. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take the leftover Life Everlasting, just because it's an interesting appearance, and put that in here as well. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with taking the ribbon and putting it through the charm. And putting it on. Now you can use anything for your charm. You can use a dragon, you can use the fairy, you can use the moon. I've got new charms coming in, and we've got a bunch of, well, that didn't work. We've got a bunch of different things that are different charms. So when I get these out in the next couple of days into the shop, there'll be a wide variety of options for you. Now what I am going to do, and I haven't done before today, is for this protection ball, I will make up another little poem that talks about protection. So so that with it I will be able to give you something that looks like this, that has the poem and the list of the items inside and what it will do for you. So, a little bit of moon magic, learning that building magic comes from a growing moon, and that when you use the moon to augment your intent and your magic will be stronger. I think, and these are very cool little gifts to give as remembrances. I will tomorrow list the herbs that I put in each one of the balls, and what they are used for, so that if you choose to make them, you'll have that information. But I encourage you to use your imagination and to put other things in here. It is, you could actually, so as you're looking, this is a blessing ball. This one is a protection ball. If you use the elements, fire, water, earth, and air, you could do one for each of the 4 directions and the 4 elements, using the appropriate herbs for those or items. I mean, if you were looking at the water, you could put sand for the beach. You could put tiny little shells. You could put water lily. You could put, I don't know, I'd have to think about it a little bit to determine what other herbs I would put in there. But you can put it for that as well. It is, you are limited only by your imagination. So have fun with this, and I'll have another gift idea on Monday next week. So have a wonderful week, and enjoy this time of holiday prep for a holiday that's not going to probably look just like it always used to. Take care, blessed be, and thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.